I'm your boy PROZECH. 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 Yes, my people. Big PROZECH in the building. You already know, man. Episode 24 of your sneaker and lifestyle podcast, Kicks Chronicles. Welcome. Once again, welcome. Thank you everyone for joining. And also thank you for everyone that managed to listen, watch our most recent podcast. It was awesome time. Big up Bugs. If you haven't had the opportunity to go and watch that, go listen to that. It's available on all digital platforms. If you're new to the podcast, obviously welcome. Thank you very much for being here. You can only be new once. Now you're part of the family. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you're feeling what we're doing. Share, rate, review, all of that good stuff. It really, really does help. Also, feel free to listen to our previous episodes. We've got about 23 other ones of these. So yeah, feel free to go check those out and hit us up in the comments. Or if you want to get in contact with me, I'm PROZECH on all social media. So feel free to hit me up directly. If you shout me, I'll always shout you back. Now this week, we've got a really, really awesome guest. Special guest, a humble guy. His name is Erkin, AKA Life of Broski. And he's actually, and a lot of you may know this, some of you may not, he's actually the largest UK-based sneaker content creator on YouTube. Yeah, big things. But before we get into speaking to Erkin, I wanted to introduce a new segment this week. And this segment I call Cop That, Shot That, or Stop That. Yeah? Very, very simply, we'll look at some upcoming releases or some shoes that have recently dropped, and we'll say whether we'd cop that, meaning we like the shoe. We say whether we'd shot that, meaning the money's looking right, meaning to cash in, put that on the resale market, or stop that, meaning I'm alright, thanks, I don't need that one, I'm good. Okay, so without any further ado, let's jump in. Many of you, a few episodes would have seen that I did a little bit of a story breaking down the Cortez and Nike collaboration. Now that's come full circle and the shoe has dropped. It's an Air Max 95. We could have all guessed that. Clint is massive on Air Max 95s. It's actually in a khaki green colorway with a little bit of netting in the mesh. Very, very nice looking shoe. Very nice looking shoe. 170 on their website. Didn't manage to cop. 350 on the resale market currently. It's looking tasty. Could double your money, but I ain't trying to do that, Clint. Don't cancel me, my bro. Yeah, I would have kept these, my G. I'd have kept these, my G. These shoes are an absolute cop. Yeah, absolute cop. Moving swiftly on, let's talk about Tiffany. I ain't talking about one of my old girlfriends. I'm talking about the Tiffany and Nike collaboration on the Air Force One, that black and black motive. Dropped this week on the 7th for £360. A big price tag. But the resale, my bro, still looking like over £1,000 on the resale market. Can't be like just that little piece of silver on the back tab. I think people are feeling this shoe, or at least loving the collaboration. I'm not 100% sure on the shoe myself, but I am 100% sure on that money. You get me? So this is an absolute shot that. Yeah, I don't need a black Air Force One in my life. I'm a shot that shoe. Yeah. Next on the list, we have the Air Max Scorpion. Yeah, that's right. I said the Air Max Scorpion. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but the Air Max has taken a different turn, and similar to the Vapor Max back in the day. Think of a Vapor Max, if you recognize Vapor Max, think of a Vapor Max on steroids. You get me? Like giving you about another 4 or 5 inches off the ground on that vertical. You get me? Like, so colorway just recently dropped. Can't remember what it is. Don't really care. The truth of the matter is, right? Yeah, it's racer blue, and the thing that's most interesting about this shoe to me is the price tag. Yeah, £225 on on that. Yeah, kind of crazy still, in my opinion. And let's just see if how many people bought that. Oh, nobody. Yeah, this is an absolute joke. Yeah, Air Max Scorpion in a Racer Blue. Stop that. All right. And last but not least, I know it's meant to be the rule of threes, but I had to slip this one in there because it both excited me and pained my heart a little bit all at the same time. Yes, I would not be able to do a segment like this without talking about the Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagined that dropped on the 11th of March, basically yesterday. Dropped it on the 11th of March for £190 on the Sneakers app in various other places. I can tell you various other places because I signed up to their raffles and came up with goose egg. So I did not manage to cop, but I am bitter. You know what I'm saying? I am sad, but I'm not bitter. It's a special shoe. Special shoe, especially at retail. So without 100% certainty, because I haven't got it in my hands, because I have heard a little bit about the QC, but just looking at the pictures online, this is 100% cop that. You now know what I think in terms of these particular shoes, but who cares what I think? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I want to know what you think. In the comments below, let me know. Hit me up, social media, comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're feeling. Cop that, shot that, stop that. Now, many of you are going to know, but if you're new here, you may not know. Kicks Chronicles is not about collections. It's about connections to the sneaker culture. And I can't think of anybody that's more connected than Erkin Hassan AKA Life of a Broski. Now, I've been aware of Erkin for a minute. Many of you that would have watched or seen or listened to the ACS episode, big shout out to Aiden, man. Super supportive guy. Much respect for what he does over there on his channel. He mentioned Erkin as an influence on his sort of social media journey. And at the moment he mentioned him, I was like, fam, fully know about Life of a Broski, man. I need to go and make sure to see if he's on it. Within a couple of days, man, he hit me up and was like, yeah, just followed me on Instagram. And then as soon as he followed me up, I was like, bro, this is a sign from God. I need to make this happen. And yeah, we got together and yeah, we created magic. I can't lie. Alright, we got a chance to talk about his sneaker history. He loves the Air Max. He's an Air Max guy. Air Max 9, he started him off. The Huaraches as well got a big place in his heart, especially from the area that he grew up, Hackney, them sides in East London. We talk about his current rotation, the rise of New Balance. You get me? People are dipping into that New Balance river now. New Balance, they're doing their thing. They're flying. You get me? We also talk a little bit about mean comments, considering he's the biggest YouTuber. You get me? He's probably had a fair few mean comments over the years, and his top 3 kicks of last year. A very humble guy. Lovely interview in my opinion. A really nice guy to talk to, and a guy that I think I would love to have back on the podcast. So yeah, Erkin, if you're watching this, my bro, I really appreciate you. I'd love to have you back on one day, and I hope the people that are watching and listening find the interview interesting and entertaining, because I certainly enjoyed the conversation. So with all of that being said, I'm your boy PROZECH. 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 Yeah, I'm your boy PROZECH. This is Kicks Chronicles, and our guest this week is Erkin Hassan AKA Life of a Broski. Enjoy. Yes, my people. PROZECH in the building. Kicks Chronicles. We're here once again with my boy, Erkin. You get me? My
How you doing?
guy,
How you
life of a
doing?
broski in the building. You get me? This is monumental. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is great to have you, my bro. What's kicking?
No, I appreciate you, man. Obviously, I love what you're doing with the platform. You know what I mean? Had to make an appearance, man. It was only right.
No, it was only right. It was actually, and I'm gonna be real to the people. I know Erkin's not gonna want me to say this, but I'm gonna be real to the people. I committed a sin. You get me? Because Erkin, right, and I'm sure many of you will know this. For me, he's the biggest sneaker YouTuber in the UK. He's the biggest. You
I
get
won't
me?
argue, man. I won't
You know what I'm
argue.
saying?
But
When it comes to YouTube numbers, this guy's pushing major boundaries and you have to respect it. You get me? He's the one we're all looking up and saying, bro, we need to be more like Broski.
nah,
And
nah, love, man.
Aiden, ACS sneakers, Aiden for ACS sneakers. He mentioned you in his podcast, and I was like, oh, I flopped. I should have hollered that. I should have hollered at Erkin still. And then Tutu's Erkin followed me on Instagram. Like, what kind of humility is this, bro? The guy is he's just a special guy, head to toe. You get me? So yeah, I accepted and I apologized. And then I said, bro, let's hook this up ASAP. You get me? Like, so I just have to thank you once again for hollering at me and making this happen, bro. Thank you so much, man.
No, of course, man. It had to happen. Do you know what I mean? Some things are meant to be. After watching the little snippet of Aiden's thing, I was like, nah, man. He's doing big things over there. Do you know what I
This
mean?
is for the culture, Erkin, bro. This is for the culture. We
Exactly.
need these things,
Exactly.
bro, because we need to document the people that are pushing the culture forward, man, especially in the UK. You get me? Like, and I'm about that, man. I'm about that documentation. So let's do this. Let's go right back to the beginning. Let's talk first loves. What was that shoe that brought you in? What was that shoe that drew you in? That said, Erkin, bro, you gotta have me. What was that shoe that got you in the game, my
You
guy?
know what? This is the question where everyone gets here, but the three that I can really remember was my first ever Air Max was the Air Max BW. That was the one I had in primary school. I think it was like a black and silver. And I thought I was the
Yeah.
man. Like I sat down, everyone's looking at my trainers, you know, you're like legs folded and that, and I was like, I'm the guy. Do you know what I mean? But
100.
yeah, there was that one. There was that high top Huarache as well with the strap. You remember that
Bro,
one?
it is that high top Huarache. That's a Marmite kick. Like for
Mm.
me, I love it because that's nostalgia to me. You get me? That little flap that was just out,
Yeah,
consistently out. Nobody ever strapped it in. It was just out. Yeah, I love
yeah,
that shoe. But some people are off on that shoe. But I love that shoe. I think that shoe's fire.
yeah. No, definitely. I think it's either you really like it or you don't even look at it. It's one of those ones.
For real.
I think yeah, them two. I've always been a Nike guy, but also the Reebok Classic, man. I think if you didn't have that shoe growing up as well, and I know you like
Ah,
it as well. I've seen obviously a couple of your pods, but I remember having a navy pair, similar to Aiden actually from JJB Sports. My auntie took me, and I was like, no, I
shout
gotta
out
have
to
these. I wore
JJB.
them until like you know the bit of the front. It used to just come off.
That lip,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that soul separation.
I
Bro,
literally
if
wore
your
them until
thing,
that happened, man.
if your lip wasn't separated, bro, you had not worn those shoes, bro. That was the rite of passage for any Reebok Classic wearer. If
That
your
is
thing,
true.
if the
That's
lip
true.
just started separating, just started talking a little bit, we knew you
Yeah.
were about your kicks. Now I
No, it's
respect
normal.
it, man.
It's normal. But yeah, those are the three that really stand out for me growing up. Obviously, the Air Force One made an appearance
Mm,
here and there. Um, but yeah, those are the three I remember growing up. But then my first one I ever bought myself was the MX 90.
yeah,
That was like on the sell rack, just about. I think it was like half a size too small, but I was like, nah, I've got to get them. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those ones. So
I
yeah,
hear that, bro. Air Max 90 is definitely for me one of the first shoes. Like in terms of buying shoes for myself, like I'm in the same exact boat as you. It was an Air Max 90. My cousin hooked me up. See, this one, you're gonna be like, I can't even remember the name, but I don't know if you remember a shop called First Sport.
yes, yes, yes. It had like a
Come on, come
blue and
on.
red
See, I'm not on my own.
logo.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Exactly, bro.
yeah.
So my cousin took me First Sport and he got me a pair of navy blue, grey, and white Air Max 90s. They
Mm.
were spicy, bro. They set me up. Because the thing is, before that, I was dabbling in the dark arts, bro. I can't lie. I was dabbling in some deeper things, bro, and I was struggling. And he just threw out that lifeline, bro, and just brought me up to the surface. So I needed him. I needed him, bro. But before we're talking about dark arts, before we get into unholy grails, you may know, you may not know what that is, but we're gonna get into it. You get me? I want to know about your ends. What ends did you grow up in? Where did you grow up in?
So originally, I'm from Hackney, but then I moved when I was around like 8 years old to like Walthamstow, like East London. And then, yeah, from there, just grew up like early 20s, and then I've just been all over the place. But really, it was like mostly Walthamstow, from what I can sort of remember like properly.
So E17 in the building. Yeah. When you were growing up, what shoe was most prominent on the feet of people in that area?
Do you know what? The one that really stood out, yeah, and they've been extinct ever since, is like in secondary school was the feeler. You know, like the high top feeler with the strap around near the ankle.
Wow, that basically looked like a workout. The one that looked like a workout.
Yes, same shape. Yeah, that was the one, man. Everyone had them, literally. Like,
really?
Yeah.
I respect it. Feeler's one of them brands, you know, that like it's evil. Some people are like, that's not even a real sneaker brand, and some people are like, no, that's old school. Like, it teeters on both sides of the fence, man. But I respect that though, and I remember those shoes. Feeler have done some naughty things over the years, man, but that was a good shoe.
They're due a comeback, man. Them and Reebok, I think they're due a comeback. Like, bro, it's only a matter of time.
I think. Yeah, no, I agree. I think in terms of Reebok have been doing some interesting things with different collaborators. Margiela, Jound, Keith Haring, I remember as well. Like different things they've been doing. But nothing's really hit. I know they had that Cardi B thing as well. Nothing's really hit like and tried to get them into that space once again where they were like on everybody's lips, or at least in the major stores and people picking up pairs. You don't see them on the road very often, like, but they hold a very special place in my heart, similar to yourself, Erkin. So, I would love to see them back in that spot. And I think silhouettes like the classic, the workout plus, Club C, these are iconic silhouettes.
It's true for us, especially like UK culture. It's like
100%.
I really love the patterns. Was it the Club C's? Wow, man, that's still on my grow list. It's like I need a pair of that white pair.
100%.
You know what I mean?
It's that black pair, that white pair, they went in. Yeah. I like even in like. I like the fact that you mentioned Patter, but Patter's been doing some bits recently as well. They've definitely did their thing on that shoe and on the Nike collab on the Air Max one, which I loved as well, bro. Did not get any on, unfortunately, but I love the shoe. But yeah, we might get into all of that stuff a bit later as well. But I mentioned it earlier. Let's have a little chat about it now. Unholy grails. You get me? There's some shoes in life that are built to just make you look good and drip, and there's some shoes that you get in life early maybe where they just build your character and they help you learn about who you are at the core. You get and they help you learn about yourself because people will tell you about yourself when you're wearing those shoes. So I want to throw out a couple of names here and see if you remember, and then give me your thoughts, get me, or even your recollections of those shoes. So shoes like the humble and well-respected Plimsoll, you get me, Gola,
of course.
Bull Boy is out there, High Tech, Dunlop, you get me, Lonsdale, Mercury, Avion, Trax, Ascot, you get me, Adore. Come on, do any of those names ring a bell? And do you have any memories of those names, Erkin?
Do you know what? I think as much as some people don't want to admit it, we've all had a High Tech. Like, come on, at one point or another.
Bro, everyone's had a High Tech, bro. It's one of them ones, bro.
Yeah,
one of them ones.
100%. The Adora as well. I know, like, it's slightly making a comeback now. But back in the day, it wasn't respected like that.
I don't even know if Diodora, I don't know if Diodora for me is on that list because Diodora is a legit brand. Yeah. But yeah, I could understand why people might put it on there because they're in and out. They're definitely patchy in terms of their contributions. But I do remember them having a shoe that was very similar to, I think back in the day, Diodora had a shoe that was similar to the Reebok Classic. Fila had a Reebok Classic that was similar. Adidas had one. Obviously, Nike had the Air Max one. Like, there was a lot of shoes that took that very similar silhouette, and it just had a little slight tweak. And Diodora had a similar one. I knew guys that weren't able to get the Reebok. Right, some guys were drawing for the Diodora. You get me, like. But the thing is, because they had colors, you weren't getting disrespect. You get me. You could still pull it off. They did have colorways, so you could still pull it off. You get me? It wasn't as bad as some of the ones that I had to pull off, but we leave that one there, bro. Now we're up. Look at the wall behind Erkin. Look at what we're dealing with, bro.
Come on, man.
God is good. You get me?
Gotta be grateful, man.
We're
Humble
up
beginnings.
We gotta be good. This is it, man. You don't know where you're going until you can talk comfortably about where you've come from. You get me? Like, so we need to give God the glory. But another thing I want to chat to you about, because I think you mentioned it earlier, but I just want to remind myself, the first shoe that you bought, did you say that was an Air Max 90?
Yeah. I remember I was still in school, I think even primary school towards the end. And then I just went to a JD randomly and it was just on a sell rack. I think at the time it was about £30, but it was like a 5.5. And obviously after that, the sizes start getting a bit more expensive. Like, I think after 6.
Yeah.
So
after 6, they go up to adult size.
Yeah. So I remember the 5.5. I was like, do you know what? My toes are gonna feel it, but I need these. Like, pocket money saved up. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that was it, man. The Air Max 90, I had to have it.
Strong. That's super, super, super strong. What colorway did you get? Do you remember?
It was like a white. I think I had white, navy, and red on it. Yeah. But it was one of them ones I've not seen since. You know, like.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about Air Max 90s, and I don't know if it's the same for Air Max 1s, but I really see it with Air Max 90s. There are certain colorways that literally you just never see again.
Yeah.
There were certain things that have come out. Like, I remember from like growing up. And you mentioned the BWs as well. There were certain ones that come out and it's like, you never see them again.
Yeah, it's true.
You never ever see them again. So, yeah, it's interesting. That's interesting. We need to get into something a bit more modern day now. Or when I say modern day, it's kind of modern day with a little bit of a nostalgic twist. You get me? This is what I refer to as the EST of KIC. And when I say EST, I mean the oldest, the newest, the most expensivest, the cheapest, the best. You get me? You understand what I'm dealing with, Erkin, yeah? So let's start with the oldest pair of shoes you currently have in your collection.
Well, I bought, like, just a few months ago, the True Blue Jordan 3. It's not the oldest in my collection, but it's the oldest in terms of release. Obviously, after the Fire Reds, I was like, nah, I need those True Blues, you know.
The True Blues are hard.
Yeah, they're cool, man. Don't get me started on the Jordan 1 thing, though, like, because I'm still a bit...
Bro, we have to talk about that, bro. We have to talk about that shoe, because I know you saw what I said, bro. Yeah. Was I being harsh?
But
was
you know
I
what?
being overly harsh?
I have got them just for a video, but I'm just like, they could have done so much more with it to make it like,
bro,
the exact thing.
It's the disappointment of the fact that they could do so much more. That True Blue Jordan 3 is a really, really good colorway. It's a really good shoe.
Iconic, man.
Right? And I'm saying it's such a good shoe. And if you're gonna take inspiration from that shoe, bro, just make sure all the colors at least match.
That's
bro.
it.
Allow me.
There was no reds. There was no, like, the same shade of blue as well.
Like, it's mad, bro. Like, so yeah, I'm glad that I wasn't, because like obviously on TikTok people were like, no, it's not that bad. Like, it's not that bad. The materials, you can tell me, bro. The materials saying a lot. Are you feeling
you know
the
what?
materials
I
on the
can't
shoe?
lie. This bit, it's like a nubuck here, yeah. Which is, I get it, but it's grey. Like, it just, if they wanted to do the elephant print resemblance, then do the elephant print. Do you get what I mean?
That would have been amazing.
But the leather's okay. It's not like, wow. I think a lot of people are batting for it because they were sitting and they could get their hands on it, kind of thing. So they're like, I finally got a Jordan 1. That's my Jordan 1 kind of thing. So, but I do get what they tried to do. It's just they didn't do enough for me with it. Like, there was no red. Imagine they did that red, like that little tag there. Come
Oh,
on,
just
man.
even there,
You know
bro,
what I
it would
mean?
have
Like,
been a lot.
so
Just even on the tongue, it would have been a lot.
yeah.
Oh my days.
But it's a, but then again, saying
Missed
that, I think it's
opportunities.
timing as well. If they push this back a little bit later on in the year, maybe towards summer, I
Hmm.
think it would have had a warmer reception, you know. But
Yeah, I hear you.
I
I hear
don't know.
you.
I'll leave that one there. I'll leave that one there.
Yeah, yeah, let's leave that one there, man. But the Jordan 3 True Blue is certainly an iconic colorway and yeah, a pretty cool shoe.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward that one and exclude that True Blue Jordan
Mm.
1 because that may be the newest one. But let's find out what the newest one apart from that Jordan 1
Do you know
is.
what? The latest one, these, a lot of people talking about these. I had to get them in. The Vomero.
The
Yeah,
Vomeros,
I had to, man.
boy. I've only recently come up on the Vomeros, you know. But
Very
I
nice.
actually feel them, you know.
Do you know what?
I actually feel
Surprisingly
them as a
comfy,
silhouette.
man.
Are they comfortable?
Very comfy. They're very similar to like a 2002R, 1906R New Balance. Do you know what I mean? It's the
They
same
give me
vibe.
that
Yeah,
vibe. They definitely give me
exactly.
that. I think that's the reason why Nike dropped them because they've got that similar sort
Yeah,
of silhouette. They've got a similar sort of vibe to them. And obviously the 2002R is super popular now because of the protection pack. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense for Nike to bring out their version of that
yeah,
shoe. But the Vomero has been hitting for a minute still. But yeah, that's a hard shoe. I like the Vomero.
yeah.
I like
It's
the
very
Vomero,
comfy,
man.
man.
And it's a GR, something that's readily available for a lot of people. So yeah, definitely a cool shoe to pick
That's
up.
it.
Um, your rarest pair of shoes, Erkin.
Do you know what? I would say rare, but it's like a new kind of rare. But I've not seen many
Okay,
people with it. Yeah, and it's a New
I
Balance.
like
It's
that.
a New Balance, the 550, the ALD.
Okay,
You got to get the
the
AOD at the back,
ALD,
man. Hold on.
ALD.
I mean, this colorway and this drop was just
Yeah.
something else, man. So I've not seen people with it
So
too much. I know a lot of people did reviews on whatever else, but I work in
mm,
central London and I've not seen a single person with these on, you know. So I'd give it to these,
yeah,
man.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a hard shoe. I think the 550 was such a smart silhouette for New Balance to come out with. I think they needed an answer to the dunk, and they needed that sort of everyday low profile like basketball esque type shoe, that court shoe, and it ticked a lot of
Yeah,
boxes
yeah.
in terms of the amount of colors, in terms of its wearability. Um, yeah, and the AO and they had some really good collaborations. The
Mm.
ALD collaboration, obviously, probably top of the list. I saw the Rich Paul
Oh, yeah,
did
yeah,
a
yeah.
collaboration
I
as well.
wanted
That was
those.
navy and it was
Yeah,
very nice colorway on that as well. Like so, he's had some really cool colorways as well, and that's a really good one, man. I love shoes that have green in them,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Green's my
shoes that
color. Like
have
even my
green in them,
hoodie.
it's a
Do you know what I
lot, man.
mean?
Green,
That sort of
bro, I
green.
love
Yeah,
green,
man.
bro. Like even these George Greens up here,
Mm.
bro. Like when I saw these George Greens, I said to myself, that shoe's made for
Yeah,
me
yeah,
because
yeah,
my palette is navy green, navy green. Like I wear a
bro.
lot of black, but if I'm trying to, bruv,
Same boat.
you
Same boat.
see, bruv, you see the George Green bruv, that the George Greens did a lot.
Beautiful, man.
Now I'm
I've been
saying,
wearing
bro,
these like
they were
mad.
out
Like
here, bro.
honestly, they're actually so underrated.
Bro, nah, the George Greens did a lot, man. We love George Green out here, boy. But yeah, that's a super hard shoe, man. That's a super hard shoe. Got a lot of time for the ALD.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, man. And their relationship with New Balance, I think, is one of the reasons why New Balance have just skyrocketed over the last couple of
Yeah,
years,
hundred
bro.
percent, hundred
Like
percent.
they've grown leaps and bounds. I read something recently that said that in 2022, market share for um Jordan actually went down 10% and for New Balance went up 10%.
Teddy Santis, like, he needs a raise, man.
Teddy
You know what I
Santis,
mean?
bro. Teddy Santis, bro. Like he's done a
Yeah,
lot. Like for New Balance, bro. Like he brought them up,
yeah.
bro. Like
'Cause he
come
brought the
on, man.
550s back.
The
You know what I mean?
AOD
Without
and
him,
say that
he brought
again.
the 550s back. So without him, who
This is
knows?
it. It's true. Without him, it would never have happened, bro.
Exactly,
It would never have happened. It
exactly.
would never have happened, man. Like so, definitely the 550 is
Mm.
hard. Like it's definitely a hard shoe. Talk to me your most expensivest pair of shoes.
Do you know what? I'm not really the
This
hype
could
guy,
be
you know.
what you paid for them.
Okay,
Yeah, this could be what you paid for them or what they're worth
you know
now.
what? I paid the most I've ever
Or
paid
both.
resale, yeah, and I don't even regret it. It's these from last year. Do you know what I mean? I had to,
Oh,
man.
bro, this
It's one of those
guy,
future
this
classics,
guy's
those
bringing
future
out
grails. I was
sweet.
like, before the
Bro,
price goes
I
up,
really think it is.
I had to, man. I had to.
I actually really think it is, man. That shoe.
But I'm a mini fours,
So
man.
I'm gonna
I
be
had
real,
to.
yeah. I'm gonna let people know what happened when it came to that shoe, yeah. Right. I do a lot of work with Creps Collection Club, part of the family over there. The guy that runs that store, Jamal, and we were there, and I was saying to him just before it dropped at the end of the year. I said, "That's a hard shoe." He said, "That shoe's dead." I said, "Are you okay?" He said, "That shoe's long, bro." I said, "Are you all right?" Like, that is their best shoe so far. I was seeing the
Yeah.
vision, right? And I was like, cool. I'm going for the shoe. So it is what it is, right? And he's like, whatever. 2 2s now. I go for the shoe. I come up with goose egg, bro. And he gets the shoe.
Oh,
He gets the
no.
shoe, bro. He gets the shoe and he was like, yeah, I told you I like the shoe.
Nah, man.
Obviously, I like the shoe, bro. And I'm like, nah, bro, you guys are rewriting history, bro. Bunch
Bro,
of scammers.
I got a
But
story
yeah,
about it
now
as
the shoe's
well.
hard.
So obviously, I had to bite the bullet for resale and whatnot, but I actually won a raffle. I think it was off a few, the retailer. I think they're in like Middle East, I think. But it said I won. Yeah, so I'm on holiday. I'm like, yeah, you get a little spring in your step when you win a raffle, and then all of a sudden I just see like a day later it was cancelled. I was like, nah. I was like, no.
Are you
Yeah, so my whole
serious?
my whole mood just dropped. I was like, do you know what? This is long. So I was like, from that point, I was like, nah, I got to get him. You know, you just have to have him, man. So that
Oh
was
my
it.
days. A
Yeah,
few, man. A
I know. We got
few.
beef, man.
Oh man. The thing is, yeah, it's so interesting that you mentioned a few because there are so many of these like shops, like Seven Store, a few Hannon, like these like random shops, yeah, that like get these drops, man. But you do hear a lot of these stories of like, I don't know whether it's backdooring or whatever,
Mm,
but they'll say that you've won and then all of a sudden you didn't win, man. It's
yeah,
a
it's
lot,
weird.
bro.
It
It's
is
a lot,
weird.
man. Just I'm saying, mean what you say and say what you
That's,
mean, man.
that's
So
it.
if someone's won, give them
Play
the
with my
shoes, bro.
emotions, man. You know what I
I'm
mean?
saying, just saying. Try and get man's hopes up and he's on holiday and that coming back quickly and then you cancel it
Uh,
on him. Gosh,
trust me.
terrible. Terrible. Tisk, 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 tisk. Okay, talk to me, bro. Your cheapest pair of shoes.
Do you know what? Surprisingly, it's an Air Max 90, and it is
Okay.
the Toronto Raptors. It's these. Yeah, I got them off Foot
Nice.
Locker for like what, £30, I think it was. I don't know how I
Ah,
got them so
that's a
cheap, but
lovely
this was
shoe.
like I think during COVID time, so a lot of places were like, nah, let's just try and get rid of stuff, you know. But it's a clean colorway, man. In the summer, you don't see these often,
Super
you know.
clean. Yeah, I think the white background with the pops
Yeah,
of color, man, is very very nice, man. Very very nice, and something that you don't see very very often as well. Even though it was readily available. Something I don't like. I rarely
yeah,
see that shoe.
yeah.
It's very very cool colorway. So yeah, we like that. Okay, and last in this section, I want to know your best and most comfortable.
Oof. It's got to be a New Balance. It's got to be a New Balance. You know what?
Yeah,
One of these. I haven't worn these yet because obviously the weather in the UK. But the 2002 are for the price,
2002
protection pack as
R's.
well, lilac
Yeah,
chalk. But yeah, what,
protection pack.
100, £120? You can't go wrong for the price, man. Like, look at that. It's just,
Yeah,
it screams comfort.
I really. Bro, I so many. I had so many opportunities to jump on, and I slept. You
Yeah.
get me? And now looking back, and I'm like, that 2002 I was
Mm.
banging, bro. It's a really
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
shoe. It's a really, really good shoe. I did manage to pick up the 1906 protection
Nice.
pack, the
Nice.
black one, right? And when I look at it, and I do like it, but when I look at it in comparison to the 2002 R, I do feel like
Mm.
the 2002 are slightly better, but both super comfortable. Can't deny New Balance when it comes to their comfort and quality. I think they're really really up there and they're pushing the boundaries. I think they saw an opportunity because of how sort of terrible Nike's QC was. Their quality had just taken a massive nosedive over the last couple of years, and New Balance are known for a lot of people for having really quality shoes. So yeah, man, and long may it continue, man. New Balance, keep doing your thing, man. I respect it. I respect it. Okay, bro. I want to talk to you about social media because, as I mentioned earlier, Life of a Broski YouTube channel. Let me get the right number so I know that I'm not even putting you down anyhow. 32,000 followers on
YouTube. That's it. Yeah.
man said yeah. Bro, that is not a joke. That is
No,
amazing,
appreciate it,
bro.
man.
That is amazing. And it's testament to consistency, hard work over a long period of time, your engagement with your community. Like, you see it in your videos and your attention to detail, and obviously your personality, bro. So obviously, massive well done on what you've been able to accomplish so far in the game. Like, it is like absolutely like an amazing achievement. What made you start posting sneaker content, bro, in the beginning?
Well, do you know what? Like, a lot of people don't know. I've been doing like YouTube for 10 years, yeah. But I was doing like fitness
Wow.
stuff like way back when it was like cool. Like everyone was a PT, everyone was doing, you know what I mean, fitness content and stuff. But then obviously dibble dabble, you come in, you come out, and then it's coming up to 4 years since I started doing sneaker content. But there was one time my wife's gonna kill me for this, but I was going through a bad breakup, yeah, at the time, yeah. Like 2018
Yeah.
or so. And I was like, nah, I need something to just channel my energy and do something to take my mind off it, obviously with work and whatever else. So I was like, whatever shoe I'm gonna order or buy for myself, I'm just gonna do a little review, just showcase the sneaker and that sort of thing. And I was like, let's see if it pops off because I was rebranding at the time because I always had this idea of Broski. And yeah, I think it was the Nike Zoom 2K. That was the first sneaker I reviewed. I got in like a white and red and a black pair. And the numbers were, I was like, okay, not bad, not bad. Then I did a couple more. I think I did the Flyknit Air Force One 2.0 and then the Air Max 720. And then for its time, obviously from the size of my channel, I was only like 500 subscribers at the time. And I was like, wow, like thousands of views at the time. I was like, okay, I'm onto something here. Do you know what I mean? So every shoe I got, I was just whacking it on YouTube. Before I even wore them, I was like, let me review them, waffle about them. And then, yeah, it just kind of took off from there, man. It was just like a destiny thing. Like, it was just meant to happen that way.
Amazing, amazing. And a big, like, massive piece of advice for anybody that's sort of out there, like, especially if you're on this journey of content creation. Sometimes the inspiration can come from anywhere. You might want to pivot on what you're doing. You might want to try something new. That might be the key. That might be the one that just unlocks the whole thing,
That's it.
and like just being open to it, But like, thank God that you did, bro, because
Exactly.
I'm saying you banged ever since, bro. You banged ever
I
since, man.
appreciate it, man.
And it's been amazing. It's been amazing. So 2023, we're in the new year. You're obviously doing great on YouTube and hitting a lot of marks in terms of social media. What are your goals for this new year, or in general? What are your goals? What you're aiming
In
for?
terms of like content creation, I'm finally starting up a proper TikTok because I dabbled in it before and I was like, this is long, yeah. But obviously, it's short form content. Like a lot of people consume it that way.
Mm,
And I think
mm,
another thing, alongside obviously the YouTube, is to stay consistent with like Instagram and like the reels, the shorts, and like I said, short form content because like a lot of it goes viral without you having to do much. Like you edit a
mm.
short video, whack it
Yeah.
on, and then who knows, like it'll just bang. But I won't obviously stop the long form content because that's my bread and butter. You know what I mean? I love it. But in terms of like
Mhm.
sneakers, for me, I need to just slow down and just be like, for my personal collection, I got to really love the shoe to keep it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like
I
I'm
hear
getting
you.
to a
I
point
hear
now.
you.
I've got a whole room full of shoes, only 2 feet, and the weather in the UK is not that great. So it's like you can only wear so many shoes within a certain time frame.
For
You
real.
know?
100%. I 100% agree with you. And you know what everything that you just said there, I completely agree with. I think like, I love long form. Obviously, that's why we're doing the podcast. But like, a lot of success on YouTube has been due to short form content, to YouTube Shorts. Obviously, there was a massive push towards YouTube Shorts, obviously because of what was happening over at TikTok. So I completely get where you're coming from in focusing on TikTok. And recently, I've been focusing a lot more on TikTok as well, and realizing it's a different audience. There are similarities, but it is a different audience, and they do require different things, sort of. And even when you introduce the reels, and like, there's slight differences, but there's some things that do cut across. So definitely, acknowledging the short form content is a great move. A piece of advice that I've definitely taken on board and tried to utilize, man. Just being able to shorten down your bits, and just the way it's the way, even now, like, I'll sit down and watch a whole podcast, but then, like, you'll see me go through YouTube Shorts, like, I'll be on it for an hour and I'm just flicking it's just that easy.
You know what it reminds me of? Yeah, it reminds me of kind of, anyway. But you know, when that MySpace era sort of shifted to like Facebook, and then it was like a slight difference, but it made a big difference. Do you know what I mean?
Just a small thing, but just
that's it.
Like, it's just different, but it's such a small thing, but it's just so, and it really is true. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. Random question, right? Because you've probably seen a lot in terms of comments on your.
I knew this was coming.
In terms of comments on your page, like, can you remember any sort of comments that stuck out to you? Good, bad?
Do you know, apart from the obvious,
terrible.
Karim Benzema. Do you know what I mean? Apart from that one,
bro, that is you, bro. The thing is, yeah, what a shout, bro! The Karim Benzema shout is so strong.
Money, bro.
I respect it.
But yeah, apart from the obvious one, there's been a few, man. There's been a few that's rattled me, and I was like, why did I even bite? Like, this guy is probably some 12-year-old kid. Like, he don't even pay. Obviously, his mum's paying for his internet. Like, why did I bite? And I look back and I'm like, nah, bro, just don't do it anymore. Just look at it, delete it if you need to. But there's times where I'm glad I've bit. Like, I'm glad I've given it to them, because it just shuts them up. Do you know what I mean? But there was one video I did, yeah. What was the shoe? It was like a Nike sort of workout shoe for HIIT training. And it was like that horseshoe. Okay. I can't remember the name of it now. It's like a horseshoe kind of look. But anyway, it was that terrible video. Anyway, it's probably my worst review I've ever done. I didn't really work out in it. I just gave it on how it looks, like the review. And I was getting killed, man. Everyone's like, oh, you can't call this a real review. Watch this person's review. They actually worked out in it, this and that. And I'm there like fighting everyone in the comments. I was like, nah, let me just disable the comments, bro. Because this is ridiculous, man. But there's no one single one I can think of. Bro. It's just a collective of, like, they will come for you. If you know what I mean, if your content's not there, they will find something to get at you for.
Oh my days, bro. I completely get where you're coming from, man, because, like, I can't remember whether it was Aiden's one. It was Aiden's one I was chatting about. Bro, people come for my legs regularly, bro, because I do on feet short videos, yeah. I do on feet short videos just to show you the shoe, what it would look like on a size 12 foot. You get me? I'm doing my bit. Bro, the way these people come for my ankles, man. Bro.
They find anything, bro. I'm telling you, they'll find anything.
Trolling my ankles, bro. I've heard it all. Oh, bro. This guy's wearing his sister's kicks, bro. Like, the shoe's too tight. You get me? Bought a shoe 3 sizes too small, bro. I remember yesterday, God forgive me. God knows my heart, bro. This is not me, but I'm going to confess to everybody, right? I'm confessing to everybody. I'm confessing to you, Erkin, yeah? Somebody wrote yesterday, oh, this guy is wearing his sister's kicks, right? And it was the Union Cortez, right? And I said, nah, bro, they're your mum's kicks, but same diff.
You know what? It's got to be done, bro. I'm telling you, because they do it for a reaction. They
Bro,
have to do it.
I felt so bad after I had to just say, no, bro, I'm just joking. It's nothing, bro. Like, please don't take any offense. Like, it's just banter in it. Because the truth of the matter is, why did you fast yourself to come and diss me, bro? On my why do that, bro? The people that are out there that have nothing better to do than to just troll you on your video, bro, it's not good. But in the same vein, I can't repay bad for bad. I need to just and maybe it's not that bad. You get me? It's all jokes at the end of the day. Like, no one's trying to cry out here, but bro,
well, in this game, you have to be thick-skinned. You have to be. Otherwise, don't even bother.
You have to be.
Being on camera.
You have to be. You have to laugh.
Yeah.
You have to laugh.
Yeah.
You have to laugh. You have to laugh. 100%. All right, bro. 2022 is just passed. Early 2023 now. Looking back on 2022. Firstly, for yourself, what were the top 3 shoes of 2022?
It's got to be the shoe right behind you, Lost and Founds. That's got to be in there. Also, obviously, the Amaminia 4s, top 2 for me. Hard. Third one, it's very difficult, but it has to go to an Air Max. It's got to be the Air Max 1 Heavy. Concepts. Yeah.
Air Max 1.
Yeah. It's got to be. It's got to be.
Yeah. Concepts did a lot. Yeah. Concepts did a lot. Another shoe I didn't get.
Concepts I paid resale though for that one. So it was like, I got a good price and I was like, you know what? If I don't do it now, but to be fair, the prices aren't that bad now. It's just, I weren't taking that risk. I wasn't taking that risk, man. You know?
I think the amazing thing about Air Max 1s is that even the ones that are like super, like pretty hype, like they're still like affordable even on the resale market. They're never crazy outside the realms of being able to get them. But yeah, the Air Max 1 last year had a lovely moment, bro. I hope it continues, man.
They got the big bubble coming out as well, isn't it? I think Air Max Day apparently.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting, man.
Yeah. They're taking it all the way back, man. And I think Nike have clocked that from a nostalgia point of view. People are really feeling the Air Max 1. Like, it is like a fairly comfortable shoe as well. And it's such an eminently wearable shoe. So, like, I feel like it's having a great moment. There's a lot of decent collabs out there as well. Concepts was super
crazy
hard,
pack.
man.
Crazy pack.
That was such a good shoe, bro. Yeah, the pack was so strong. I thought the Casino pack was really hard as well. That was super hard as well. Like, but yeah, last year the Air Max 1 had a moment. Talk to me though, bro. What were the I want to call them icks, the things that you saw in 2022 that you're like, don't let this thing come into 2023, my guy. I don't want to see this in 2023. Anything come to your mind? Things that you see people doing or things that you've seen people doing, you're like, you know what? We need to bring it.
There's a couple. I can't lie. There is a couple. I've always been like, just why? Like, there was obviously a stage. I wouldn't even say last year, but that whole coffee dyeing thing of the whole shoe, like that thing rattled me a bit. Like, I did the laces. I get the laces because it's cool.
Days.
But buying a fresh Air Force One just to dye it in some coffee, just go like, I don't know, for Wireless Festival and wear them. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point, man? That's annoying. But to be fair, you don't see it as often now, so it's I'm glad for that. What else? Another thing, I get the whole concept about it, but you know where you wear the outsole protectors, and then I've seen like videos of where they're all stuck to the outsole and you can't even get it off. So it's like you just ruin the whole outsole to protect it, you know,
bro. Oh my days!
I think those two.
The protector has now become the Avenger, has now become the attacker. Bro, it's true. That's terrible, bro. Them sole protectors are nuts, man. Like, you really need to get like a really. And did you see that thing that people were doing with the
I got them into a review, man. I was like, I do get it, but you just look like a Wally, man.
Right. Come on, man. Can't be rolling on ends, bro, with some UGG protectors on your kicks, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. I hear you, bro. I co-sign all of those, man. Yeah, we need the coffee thing. Like, I mean, I'm all for like people, if you want to dip dye your kicks and you want to make them be a bit different or whatever, or you want them to have that sort of old look, that sort of aged look. Calm.
Just
You
wear
just
them.
wear them.
Exactly.
And they'll get that age look
Exactly.
by far. They'll
That's
get
it.
the age.
That's it, man.
I think we're in a day and age now where people just want things so quick. They don't actually want their old shoes to look old. They don't want their new shoes. They want their new shoes to look old. They want the old shoes to look new. I'm like, bro, just wear your shoes, bro. It will do that by itself. Trust me. Trust me. It will get there. It will get there. All right, bro. That's calm. That's calm. Talk to me about fakes, man. I like asking people about this because it gets different opinions, man. Would you ever consider wearing a fake shoe, or have you ever
Do you know
worn
what?
fake
Looking
shoes?
back now, yeah, I think I have worn fakes as a kid, but I don't know. Does that count though? Like, because you're a kid, innit? You have no control of what you wear. You
You
know what I
had
mean?
no
So there
control.
probably was a
You
fake
had
in
no
there somewhere.
control. You can't be going. You can't be going. You can't be going to Mumski and be like, "Mum, this is a fake kick. They're trying to
She was like,
do
"Do you see
me
the night kick? That's real."
in." Real, it's real to
Exactly.
me. No, I hear that, bro. I hear that. I think fakes are. It's such a. I feel like in the sneaker community, we've got a weird connection with fake shoes because now, especially, this whole thing about UAs has come out and like
It's a
unauthorized
posh word
reps
for fakes, man.
and
That's how
stuff.
I see it.
Where
It's just a posh word for
this
fakes.
is
Like,
it. It
let's
is
call a
a
spade a
posh
spade.
word for
You know
fake.
what I mean?
It is a posh word for fake. Like we have to be real, like here, man. But like I've seen like channels built off of people's massive
Yeah.
collections of fakes, and I'm like the AliExpress DH gate. Like people are really building their whole social media empire off of fake kicks, and I'm like, how is this even a thing, man? But it's a thing, and I suppose they're looking at people saying, why would you pay
Yeah.
like resell for a pair of shoes when you can just get the fake pair? And
Mm.
I'm like, wow, people are really like. On one hand, they're like, it kind of makes sense, but on the other hand,
Yeah.
it's a fake shoe. It's not a real shoe. You get me, like, but
Nah, for
anyway,
me, it's
it
like,
is what it is,
because
man.
as a kid, I used to go like Turkey on holiday because I'm Turkish. So I used to go on holiday. Obviously, they're
Yeah,
notorious for like fake football shirts, and that was my thing. I'd go there,
fake
get like a
football
bunch
shirts.
of fake football shirts, come back thinking, yeah, like just raided Sports Direct, you know what I mean, kind of
You're
thing.
the
But
man.
it's like it's the same feeling. Like you always know it's not real. So it's like even if I was to wear a fake and it was like pristine
Yeah.
1 for 1, like in my heart, I just couldn't do it. Like because it's not even a fact of someone will clock it. It's just myself knowing that's not a legit pair. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I just can't do it, man. I can't.
I think I think like one thing that comes to my mind is when you've got like so much skin in the game like you do, like where people know you for obviously for sneakers, like when somebody sees you wearing like a crazy pair of like chunky donkeys, it's gonna be massive.
Yeah.
It's gonna be huge. Like it's gonna be on Snapchat. It's gonna be on TikTok. Everyone's gonna
Mhm.
be bantering you for ages, right? But I swear down, if you just bought a fake pair of Air Force One white on whites,
That's it.
nobody would ever
That's
clock it.
it. And the worst thing is though, if you wear a pair
It's
that's
the
fake a
truth, isn't
couple
it?
times, 9 times out of 10 you would never be able to tell because they just look misshapen or you know
You're
what I
not
mean.
gonna be able
So
to clock it.
yeah,
You're not gonna be able to clock it, man. It's just one of them things, man. I'm not saying that's what I do. I'm just saying you ain't
it's
gonna
cool.
ever like people that wear fakes tend to like they're drawing for the off
Yeah,
whites and
yeah.
Travis Scotts and they're drawing for like mad. They're not going for GRs because GRs are GRs for a reason, man. But some people out here that are
Mm,
rocking fake Air Force Ones and you would never
that's
know
it.
because you
You
just
won't
don't
even look at
care.
it.
Nobody cares about
You
a fake Air
check to
Force
see what
One.
they've got on, and then you look away like, oh, it's cool. It's just another Air Force One kind of thing. That's it. Yeah.
It's just another Air Force One. You get me? All right, bro. We'd be remiss if we didn't chat a little bit about the situation because obviously last year saw a lot of shifting in terms of the power rankings. We did allude to it earlier. Obviously, Nike and Jordan losing a little bit of market share to New Balance. New Balance coming up massively, and then Adidas literally falling out. What are your thoughts on Adidas at the moment?
I haven't been an Adidas fan since the Wave Runner when it first dropped, man. Like honestly, I've just not been
Wow.
interested. Like I've always liked Nike, obviously, um, New Balance recently, because they're filling in the void that Nike are leaving, and Jordan Brand, like you said, the quality, the attention to detail, and for some of the prices of the silhouettes as well, you can't really beat like a 2002R, 1906R. But in terms of Adidas, don't get me wrong, I used to rock it hard in like secondary school. Superstars were my thing. Like, that's all I used to. I don't know if you remember the one where you could take out the stripes and change the color. It was like black and white. I think Foot Locker had them, yeah?
Yeah, bro. I thought they were they called like
Something like that.
Technicolor or something
Addy
like that,
color. I
or
think it was
Addy
Addy
Color.
color. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
they were called
Addy
like
color.
Addy Color. They were
Yeah.
called Addy Color.
It was
Yeah,
like the
bro.
hard shell
Nah, they banged hard.
superstar. So
They
that was
banged hard.
all I wore. Like I think I swapped the laces out and
Yeah.
everything. But obviously you kind of move with the time. So that was the time where the superstar was big. They do have some iconic shoes. Obviously the Gazelles, the Sambas, like I said, superstars. But
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
big on the Gazelle and
I
the
do
Samba. I
like the
love
look of
those
them. But
shoes.
it's just for me personally, I just don't really have an interest in Adidas. Do you know what I mean? It's just like they don't have any pulling power. Again, with all the whole Yeezy dropping of him thing, like I just don't see how they're going to claw it back. Do
Mhm.
you know what I mean? There's no way in my head, unless they sign another big artist or something to go with it. I just can't see it, man.
In your mind, who could that artist possibly be? Who is there in the world that you could say, you know what, in terms of um, like a draw, media, pull, a character,
Mm.
fashion sense, an icon, like could be an actor, could be like a Hollywood actor, could be a musician, could be a sports star. Is there anyone you can see in your mind that could potentially fill that void that Kanye's left at
I can't
Adidas?
see it, man, because Kanye was a pioneer, obviously, with the music game and everything else. But he had that coming from Nike in terms of his designs and what he's capable of. You know, obviously, we saw what he could do first of all with Nike. But obviously, they've got the
Mm,
Bad Bunny thing going on. But there's no, to be
mm,
honest,
mm,
obviously,
mm, mm,
Drake
mm.
was very close to signing with Adidas before that whole Pusha T thing.
Yes,
You
he
know,
was at a point.
so
Yeah, at a
that would
point,
have
he
been interesting
definitely
to
was.
see what he did over there, man. That would have been a great thing. But I can't put like a name to say, yeah, that would be the person to change it. Because what I'll give Kanye's props, as mad as
Mm.
he can be and whatever else, yeah, he has done something that no one really did, like got a deal without being an athlete and all of that sort of thing. So you could even argue is there going to be another Kanye in terms of that, like shifting from music to fashion in this sense. And I don't see it happening. I don't.
No, I tend to agree with you. I think people overlook what Kanye's done in terms of his achievements because of his more recent actions, unfortunately. But I'm a realist and I can't rewrite history, man. The guy changed the game in a number of areas. Firstly, in music, then in fashion, and then in sports fashion. The guy went in different industries and was number one everywhere,
Yeah,
everywhere. Like it's that deep. Like the guy just smashed it. And yeah, I don't agree with some of the things he said, but I can't
yeah, yeah,
negate the art, bro.
yeah.
The guy is given. He's definitely sacrificed for his art, bro. He's
That's it.
paid a big price. You get me? In the Air Yeezys, the Yeezys at Adidas, the Yeezy collection, what it did
Mm,
with Gap and like all of this stuff, bro.
yeah,
It will stand the test of time. It's gonna be around. Adidas say they own the IP, right? I'm of the opinion that in terms of 350 V2s, if they're just gonna still pump out a 350 V2, I don't need another 350 V2. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't need that. Um, but in the same vein, I have to be really honest and say if they brought back the 750,
What, the wave runner?
if they, if they brought back, yeah, if they brought back, you know what I'm saying, the wave runners there, if they brought back like the
Oh, yeah,
parrot
yeah, yeah,
blacks,
yeah,
turtle
yeah.
doves, bro, I might get involved. I have to be honest, man. You get me? And it's the truth. Like sneakers, as much as I'm firm in my beliefs, and a lot of us are.
That's it.
Kicks
That's
out
it,
here,
man.
bro. It's a fickle game, man. And I'm subject to the
But
silhouette, bro.
from
I
what I've
have to
seen
be
though,
real
there's not
with
been that much
you.
change in terms of design. Like obviously the insole might not have Yeezy brand and stuff on it, but can you really even tell? Like if you was to get a pair of Turtle Doves, the 350s, would it be that noticeable? Do you get what I mean?
Do you know what? First and foremost, I definitely would have to see. Because if somebody's telling me that they're going to put out a Turtle Dove and it's not going to have the Yeezy branding on it, firstly, the Yeezy branding wasn't
That's
really
it.
on it in the
That's it.
first place. It was only on the insole, right? So if it's on the insole, if it's not on the insole, nobody's going to see that anyway, apart from the person that owns the shoe. Because it's not something that can be seen visibly from the outside. So really, but it's just one of those
Yeah.
things that
Is
you
that wearing the
know.
fakes, in it? That's the like you know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is it's similar. It's
That's
similar. It's
it.
like that's not a real shoe, right? You're gonna be able to convince everybody else it
It's not
is,
the original like
but
Yeezy. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
you know, you know. You get me? But are you ready to put down $1.5
Forget it.
for a real pair of turtle doves or whatever it is now? Don't know what the resell is on these shoes, but yeah, man, it is what it is, man. But I respect your opinion when it comes to that, man. I feel like in terms of the IP, if the shoe was on the other foot or if this was like Nike, they would
Yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah,
be selling
yeah,
those shoes. So
yeah.
it's not even a question that Adidas are selling the shoes, would get there selling the shoes, but it's just one of them ones where it does leave a bit of a
It's
nasty
true. You know
taste in the
what? Going
mouth,
back
innit?
to it though, like with Kanye, I think he's very much responsible for New Balance's rise. If you really think about it, because yes, you had the core New Balance fans, but
Okay.
when he bought out like the Wave Runner, the Easy 700, it was like that
Mm.
whole dad shoe vibe, the dad shoe look. Suddenly,
They opened them up to the
suddenly
dad shoe,
everyone was like,
100%, bro.
"Yeah, I need a pair or something similar," and then it was like, "That's it, that's it." It was that chunky dad shoe vibe to it. And that's
Yeah.
it.
He opened it up.
So
He opened it up, man. He opened it up. It was a shoe that really knocked down a lot of barriers because that whole dad
yeah,
shoe, this was
yeah.
his New Balance. He said it. This was his version of the dad shoe. Like, and obviously he even got the guy, what's the guy's name? Is it
Ah,
Steven Jackson?
don't tell me
I'm
that.
probably
Wait,
butchering his
yeah,
name.
yeah,
But it was
yeah.
the
I can't
same
put a
guy
name.
that made the 700 that was at New Balance
Yeah,
knocking out dad shoes. Like it was the same guy. Apologies if I got the name wrong, people.
yeah. I
Like
can't
I'm not
remember the name, man.
actually, let me
He's
bring
such an
it up.
icon as well. He's done so much, like in the game. Steven Smith. Yeah,
Stephen
yeah,
Smith.
yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was Stephen something. I knew it was Stephen something wrong. But yeah, came up with the 700 and he was at New Balance before that. I know that for a fact as well. Knocking at dad shoes, man. So it made sense. It made a lot of sense. It made a massive amount of sense for what he did at the brand as well. So yeah, I agree with what you said, man. He did. I think he is partly responsible for what's going on at New Balance because at least in utilizing what he was doing and people realizing, okay, there is a brand out there that actually authentically does this type of shoe as well. Like, and it drew a lot of people over there, man. Yeah, and New Balance have got a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
amazing silhouettes that I'm saying that all fit into that category as well, man. So yeah, New Balance are definitely having a moment. I'm gonna ask you a weird question now, right? And this question is called Desert Island
Okay.
Kicks. I'm gonna paint the picture for you. You're stranded on a desert island. You don't know how you got there, but you're there, and you're there with two pair of shoes. What two pair of kicks are you taking with you or having with you on that island,
Man,
and
that
why?
you see that one? That's hard. It's like trying to pick your favorite Pokemon. You know the starting Pokemon. Ah. Do you know what I've got to say? Yeah, all round purpose, a bit of comfort, but like the sheer ruggedness of the shoe. Like this shoe could probably survive a bombing. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Air Max 95. Yeah, yeah.
Air
Whatever
Max
colorway,
95. It's a
whatever
strong
colorway.
shoe.
Make just all
That's
black,
a
like the
good
essential
start.
pack. Yeah, I'll do that
Yeah,
because
that's
that
a
can
good start.
last the test of time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a strong
And
start.
and in terms of like, do you know? In terms of like
Rugged.
the whole, I'd say comfort, but It's one of them shoes you could wear all day and not even feel on foot. I'd say the Huarache, man. Controversial, but the Huarache, because you just whack it on,
Really?
similar to the Presto. You whack it on, and you don't even feel like they're on. So, I'll go those two. Huarache and the Air Max 95.
Interesting. See, I respect it. So, Air Max 95 is a rugged, hard-wearing shoe used in many robberies up and down the country. Air Max 95 is a strong shoe. You get me? Close in kin to the Air Force One. Like, it's one of them shoes that the roadmans go to. It's one of them starter packs for any real roadman. You get me? Like, so the 95 is hard, right? And similar could be said for the Huarache. Very, very popular on the road. So you're revealing a lot about yourself, Erkin. I ain't gonna lie. This guy is on a motive right now, bro. You get me, man? And then what was your opinion on that backstrap? Did you go half a size up because of the backstrap?
No,
or did
half
you
a
just
size
stay
up,
on normal size?
I remember when the Stussies did that, obviously that retro, was it 2021? I got that olive pair, the green pair, and I went true to size because I forgot all about the sizing. And then obviously it just wasn't happening, man. It was just too tight. So half a size up for sure. Yeah.
But it was too much. I got the desert. I think they were called Desert Oak.
I got that as well, man.
That Stussy drop on the Huarache was so nice. They were so the materials, man. They were so nice. Height of COVID as well, man. But yeah, it was very, very, very cool drop, man. Very cool drop. Okay, now we are gonna do some quick fire questions. Erkin, you look like you're ready, bro. You look like you're ready for this, man. But yeah, before we get into it, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm not here for the dilly dally. You get me, man. I need my answers quick and I need them fast. You get me. That being said, I don't read so well, so I'm gonna ask you the question the way I'm gonna ask them, but I need your response to be on point. You get me. I will be taking note of your answers, and if there are any questionable responses, we may have a little chat about them.
I hope so.
All right, broski. In 3, 2, 1. We're kicking off with a big one. Nike or Adidas?
Nike, all day long.
Can you wear Nike and Adidas together, yes or no?
I'm going to say yes. Can I give my reason? Or after? This is the only exception, though.
Yeah, give your reason now. Give your reason now.
So if you're wearing Okay, hear me out, yeah? So if you're wearing an Arsenal top or a United top, that's the only time, in my opinion, that's the only time you can wear it. Otherwise, no way. But tracksuit bottoms and that, nah. You can't mix and match like that.
So that's a very interesting caveat. So you're talking about you support a team, whatever their sponsor is, like it's like in a silo. It doesn't affect the rest of the things you're wearing.
It's exempt,
right?
You know them ones exempt.
It's just exempt.
Yes.
Interesting take. I would love people to let me know in the comments whether they flow with that. I don't know personally. I don't know if like my team. I'm not going to tell you what team it is because they're terrible. But
Tottenham.
It is. I can't deny them. As much pain as they give me, I can't deny them, right?
I love it.
They're sponsored by Nike, and I can't imagine wearing a pair of Yeezys with that fit. But I hear what you're saying. All right, back into the quick fire. Favorite non-Nike or Adidas brand?
Favorite non-Nike? I'd say Nike ACG. That sort of sub-brands. I love it, man. I love it.
Okay. I'll let you off on that. And that's never been said before, and I respect it. Jordan number. What is your Jordan number?
4s all day long. My first Jordan ever. I've loved them ever since.
YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok?
Nah, YouTube. 100%.
Vans or Converse?
Neither, but Vans. If I had to pick.
Laces or slip-ons?
Nah, laces.
Default laces, or are you doing patterns?
Default. It's too much work, man.
Are you customizing your shoes or are you factory settings?
Depends on the shoe, but 9 times out of 10, factory sense.
Socks or barefoot?
Nah, socks, man. I can't. No, no way.
Comfort or style?
As I'm getting older, comfort.
I hear that. Fresh and clean or beaten and battered?
Fresh and clean. OCD, man.
Washing machine or hand washing your kicks?
Hand wash.
Lows, mids, or highs?
Lows. It's gotta be.
Okay, do me a favor, yeah? Rank lows, mids, and highs in terms of best to worst.
Well, we're talking Jordan 1s or...
We're talking lows, mids, or highs.
You know what? It's got, for me, because I'm an Air Max person, like, I'm Air Max guy, yeah, so it's got to be lows first, highs, and then mids. Because some mids look better than, but, generally anyway.
But I have to give a quick shout out to the Obsidian Jordan 1 mid that just dropped. That's got me questioning a lot.
I know the pair.
I saw it firsthand and the material was impeccable.
Mm-hmm.
It's got me questioning a lot about my life. You get me? I'm like, do I wear mids now? I don't know. I don't know is the answer. The trousers, that shoe is fine.
That cover the top. That's what you gotta do.
For real. You get me? Just can't let that top show, boy. But last question. Triple blacks or white or whites?
Triple blacks. It's gotta be. Too much work to keep them clean.
I hear that, bro. I hear that. Bro, you have completed your quick fire questions. Congratulations, Erkin. There were only a couple of questionable answers on there, but we managed to discuss them in situ, man. So yeah, we got your answers as to the reasons why. Still a little bit of debatable on the can you wear Nike and Adidas together? I don't know about that.
It'll be interesting taking the comments, man.
Yeah, we'll see what the comments say on that one, boy. All right, Broski, before I let you go, man, I just want to get your thoughts on the term sneakerhead. What does that term mean to you?
Do you know what? Sneakerhead to me is just a person that loves sneakers, man. Like, I'm not going to be this guy gatekeeper-ish where you need to own this many pairs, you need to be in the game for this amount of time. If you like kicks, if you go and watch the blogs, if you go out to just buy a pair of shoes, you're a sneakerhead. Do you know what I mean? There are levels in my head, but 9 times out of 10, if you love shoes, then you're a sneakerhead, man. That's all it is. It's too much politics. For me, it's simple, man. You love shoes, you're a sneakerhead. That's it.
I respect it. There are levels, but everyone's included.
That's it.
You get me? If you love the shoes. Okay, I respect it. So with all of that being said, Erkin, AKA Life of a Broski. Are you a sneakerhead?
Of course.
All day, every day. You get me? Couldn't be anything else, bro. 110%. Certified, Kicks Chronicles certified, Life of a Broski, the biggest sneaker YouTuber in the UK. How could he not be a sneakerhead? He's the biggest sneakerhead, bro. We have to respect it, man. We have to respect it. I can't tell you how much I respect and appreciate you being on the podcast, my guy. Like, it is really, really an honor for me to have you on, bro. And even the way that it happened, bro, it just was meant to be, like you said earlier, man. Please just tell the millions and millions of people that are gonna watch this video about what you got going on in your life, how they can support, how they can get involved with the Life of a Broski.
Yeah, man. Just obviously the YouTube, the Life of a Broski, Instagram at Erkin Hassan, TikTok as well, same name. But yeah, we're just carrying on from last year, man. We're gonna be doing a lot more short form content as well, like I've mentioned before. But it's a big year for the channel, big year for the brands. There's a lot more to come, and I'm really happy to see like things like what you're doing over here, bro. The UK scene is big as it's ever been, and it's just gonna keep growing, man. I love it,
bro. You and me both, man. I feel like, obviously, for anybody that doesn't know, like, I started doing Kids Chronicles during lockdown, and then We got pregnant, had a baby, we moved. So a lot of things happened in life and made us sort of just end it. And then I've been able to pick it up more recently. But I always, like, it's all God's plan in my mind, bro. And that's the way I feel in my heart, because I feel like at the time we did it, obviously the people I spoke to were great and they're amazing. Like, but the scene has just come up so much.
Yes.
In the time, and now I'm talking to people that like have like they've got years under their belt and they've got massive followings and everyone's winning and everyone's got great opinions and everyone's doing their thing, and I'm like, bro, what an amazing scene to be a part of. Like, this culture is so sick. Like, I really, really enjoy it. And yeah, just having a small part to play in bringing it forward and pushing it forward, bro, I'm honored. And just being able to speak to people like you, Aiden, Patrick T, like all of these, like George Sullivan's coming on the pod.
Big up
bro,
George, man.
Like,
big up George.
Big
He was
up
one of the
George,
first
bro. Soul
persons,
Supplier, bro. It's coming. It's coming. And if it hasn't even come already, it might have even come already by the time this drops. Like, if I'd have tried to reach out to those people beforehand, maybe the opportunities wouldn't have been there. Maybe it would have just been a bit too tight for us to be able to. But now, bro, everyone's so open and it's just an amazing place to be. So yeah, bro, I completely agree with you, man. I completely agree with you. Today, this has been amazing. I have to say, it's been an absolute honor and a privilege to have you on. People, make sure to go follow Life of Broski. Make sure to go subscribe, hit him up on Insta, hit him up on all his socials. Make sure to blow up his TikTok. Blow that thing up, bro. You get me? Yeah, that's 2023. We need to make that TikTok sing, brother. You get me? Like, we need to do betting on that TikTok, boy. All them kind of reactions, everything we need to see on there. You get me? So yeah, make sure to go and support him on that. And yeah, my people, like, thank you so much for spending a bit of time with us. For myself, PROZECH, this has been Kicks Chronicles. Erkin, you get me? My guy, appreciate you. And until I see you, man, down the roads, stay blessed. Thank you for listening to this episode of Kicks Chronicles. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, rate, review, and all that good stuff. And remember, full video version is available on YouTube, audio versions available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.